It's story time. I believe people learn best through stories. This story is about major life decisions in a young person's life and two parents that are not on the same page. This is my story. When I was 18 years old, I became pregnant with my oldest son, and my parents were both disappointed in me, my dad much more so than my mom. It got to a place in my pregnancy where obviously decisions needed to be made. My dad thought I should give my baby up for adoption. My mom knew in my heart that I really wanted to raise my child, and she had a very difficult time standing with my dad, who eventually gave me the ultimatum of, if I wanted to raise my baby, I had to leave the family home. So I had to figure out as an 18-year-old how to be a single mom and live on my own. Ultimately, my mom stood with my dad in his decision, but also supported and encouraged me wherever she could. She was my sounding board. She was the person who painted my first tiny apartment. She helped me get a $25 sofa to that tiny apartment. Ultimately, she babysat for me so I could get off of welfare benefits. If it had not been for my mom's support, I would not have been able to accomplish what at the time was so deep in my heart, and that was to raise my son. This mom has reached out to me and asked, what do I do? My husband and I, it's a cultural situation as well as husband, wife being on totally opposite pages where they're wanting to direct the life of their 22-year-old or help direct the life of their 22-year-old. 22-year-old wants to go into an artistic, creative avenue. She's working hard on this and pursuing it. Dad wants her to become a professional. He's very embarrassed by the fact that she wants to do this creative thing. And mom feels stuck in the middle because she loves her daughter and she believes in her daughter. But she doesn't want to stand against her husband so much that it causes a crux in the family. I will tell you, in terms of my story, my parents did eventually divorce. And I do believe that part of the issue that initially had them going in two different ways was my pregnancy. I think my parents are both happier people for having been divorced. All that being said, when you have two parents that are on very different pages and we are talking about a child's direction and dream in their life, Mom, nobody knows that child better than you. And what will happen if she denies who she is and pursues what your husband wants rather than her own dreams? That's my question. You know her best, Mom. You know exactly what you need to do. It's about stepping up and stepping in.